By the time I turned 22, I was making thousands of dollars a day in profit online. And I need to tell you something that's going to sound crazy, maybe even irresponsible. If you're in your 20s and broke, investing is probably the worst advice that anyone can give you. Now I know that goes against everything you've ever heard. Every finance guru on YouTube is telling you to max out your Roth IRA, buy index funds, invest in real estate. But here's what they're not telling you, and it's costing you years of your life and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's do some basic math together. Even with consistent investing and historical stock market returns of about 10% annually, it could take you 25 to 30 years to turn a modest starting amount into $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. 25 to 30 years minimum. So if you're 22 years old, for example, right now, that means you'll be 47 to 52 before you hit that milestone. Sure, you'll be wealthy eventually, better than never, right? But you'll have spent the best years of your life, your most energetic years, grinding at a job to fund those investments. The truth is, investing makes sense only once you already have substantial income to protect and grow. It's not a shortcut to wealth from scratch. It's a tool for preserving and multiplying wealth you've already created. When financial gurus tell you to invest, they're giving you advice that works for them now, not advice that worked for them when they were starting from zero. At least, not if they got wealthy quickly. They're projecting backwards, forgetting how they actually got their initial capital in the first place. Here's what actually creates wealth: value creation. You have to understand, money is just a byproduct of providing something valuable to other people. The only way, and I mean the only way, to truly get rich, especially in your 20s, is to provide something of real value. A product, a service, a solution to a problem that people actually have and are willing to pay to solve. If you're stuck consuming content all day, playing games, scrolling through social media, entertaining yourself, you aren't creating anything of value. And that's exactly why financial freedom stays perpetually out of reach for most people. The market rewards value creation. If you solve problems, meet needs, and deliver experiences people are willing to pay for, money flows toward you. That's just the foundation of real wealth. But if you're just putting $100 a month into an index fund while working a job you hate, all you're doing is delaying your own happiness. If you're okay with only having some money when you're too old to actually enjoy it, okay, fine. But if you're part of the crowd who actually values life and wants to make money while they're young so they can have a fucking awesome lifestyle, you need to start a business. There's literally no other way. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Look, the traditional system isn't designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to keep you working and spending and paying taxes. That's it. Schools train employees, not entrepreneurs. They teach you how to follow instructions, meet deadlines, and work within someone else's structure. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not a wealth-building education. Inflation benefits asset owners, not wage earners. While you're slowly investing, the cost of everything is rising, eroding the purchasing power of your savings. And conventional financial advice, like invest slowly over decades, it actually keeps you financially dependent on the system. You're told to be patient, to play it safe, to wait until retirement to actually enjoy your life. I mean, what the hell? Understanding that the system is stacked against beginners and people who are low income or middle class is crucial for taking the non-traditional path. Entrepreneurship, building scalable online businesses, creating income streams that you control. The people who get rich young don't follow the traditional path. They break all the rules, take all the risks, and build businesses from nothing. They don't spend their whole lives investing in a 401k. You don't get rich in your 20s by doing this. Look, the thing you need to understand is that investing only makes sense once you have income to secure and protect. For someone starting from zero, pouring time and limited funds into stocks or real estate is slow and very risky. You're taking, say, $10,000, money that could launch a business, develop a skill, or create an asset, and you're locking it away for decades hoping for 10% returns. That same $10,000 invested in yourself, in learning high-value skills, in launching an online business, that could turn into $10,000 per month within a year or two. The return on investment on entrepreneurship and skill development absolutely destroys traditional investing when you're starting from nothing. Inflation and market fluctuations can erode small savings, but your skills, your knowledge, the systems you're building to generate wealth while you sleep, those compound forever and they can't be taken away from you. The real leverage comes from first creating an income generating system. Once you have an online business printing $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a month, only then investing becomes a very powerful tool for growing and protecting that wealth. But using investing as your primary method for getting rich from zero, well, honestly, that's like trying to build a house starting with the roof. There's definitely better ways to go around it. Starting your own online business accelerates wealth creation by decades compared to traditional investing. Unlike a traditional career, where your income is capped by your hours and your boss's generosity, online businesses allow you to scale to pretty much infinite levels. You can reach global markets. You can generate revenue that grows exponentially, not linearly. From your first sale onward, you're creating systems and processes that compound over time and make you wealthier. Every lesson you learn, every system you build, every client you serve and get testimonials from, it all stacks and makes the next win easier, and then it's easier and easier to get more customers and scale. Even early experiments that fail provide you with lessons that make subsequent ventures more successful. That's the compounding effect of entrepreneurship that literally nobody talks about. Your failures are never wasted. They're literally education you're getting paid to receive. Failure teaches you what success is by showing you what it's not. When you build an online business, instead of relying on traditional stock market investing for decades, it allows you to build freedom in your 20s and enjoy your life now, instead of waiting decades for potential passive investment returns. You can travel, you can take risks, you can live life on your terms while you still have the energy and health to fully enjoy it. So many people think you have to be lucky to become successful. What those same people don't get is you create your own luck with consistent action. But that action needs to be directed at building income first, not storing pennies for later. Saving money never made anyone rich. Only ever save money so you can invest in yourself or starting a business. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Now, I have to be honest with you, not every business will set you up for success. This is where most beginners actually fail. They pick a business based on trends or personal passion or something that looks cool online without validating the demand. They think, oh, I love cooking, so I'll start a cooking business, without asking if there's actually a demand for it or if they can just compete effectively. A successful business starts by understanding what people actually want and are willing to pay for, and how much they can afford to pay for it. That requires market research. Then you do sales call with those people, you analyze competitors. These are critical steps that beginners love to overlook because, let's face it, they're not sexy or exciting. But choosing the right business model from the start minimizes wasted time, money, and energy. Ask yourself, what painful problem can I solve for people? What painful problem do I want to solve? Who's got that problem and can afford to pay for a solution? And how can I find those people? Which social media platforms are they on? What kind of content do they watch? When you want to build a real business that prints money, those questions matter infinitely more than simply thinking, what am I passionate about? Because passion without a demand for what you have to offer is a hobby, not a business. Your clients won't pay you because you like the stuff you do, they won't pay you because of the results you can help them get. Here's something that should give you confidence. Early business failures aren't setbacks. They're learning experiences that make you more successful every time. Each attempt teaches you valuable lessons, maybe about marketing, customer behavior, product selection, sales, operations, etc. Even if you fail a business, you will learn some very valuable lessons that will make your next business more successful. I'm not ashamed to say I failed multiple times at multiple businesses before I built a business that prints money. And every failure taught me something that informed my next attempt and made me better. That's the iterative process that eventually leads to breakthrough success. And then people will call you an overnight success. But the key is to keep changing things, to keep applying what you learn until you find a model or a combination that works and scales. Most people quit after the first or second failure, but the ones who succeed and make 6, 7, 8, 9 figures a year, they keep adjusting and trying stuff until it clicks. But most people just quit after a week. Like, come on. That's why only 1% of people actually succeed. Like, way more people could succeed if they didn't just fucking quit all the time. And I would know, I've literally spoken with hundreds of people who wanted to build profitable businesses. Let me address something directly. While it's tempting to start a business based solely on what you love, passion without the demand for it is a common trap. Business is about solving problems and meeting desires, not just pursuing your hobbies. Even if you're highly skilled or passionate, if your product or service doesn't deliver value that people pay for, the venture will fail. Instead, you want to focus on finding the intersection of skill, value, and demand, because that is where your financial success lives. You can be passionate about what you do all day long once you validated that people will actually pay for it. And sometimes it's even better to start a business which isn't around your passion. I've seen it plenty of times where people start a business around their passion, and because they can't get any sales, they end up hating the thing they were passionate about in the first place. Whereas when you have a business that makes you a ton of money, even if you were selling bricks, but you were making $1 million a month profit doing it, you have such an awesome life. Like, I'd be pretty passionate about bricks. I don't know about you. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Now, there's something that nobody prepares you for. Reaching your first $10,000 a month is exponentially harder than scaling afterward. The strategies that make millionaires way more millions won't help you as a beginner, because those strategies require capital, systems, connections, and nowadays even an audience. And when you're just getting started, you don't have any of that yet, which is normal. Building wealth from zero requires hustle, experimentation, and learning the fundamentals of business. It requires doing uncomfortable things like outreach, making content, taking sales calls, and always asking yourself, what can I do better? But once you have a consistent revenue stream, once you've cracked the code on your first $10,000 a month, everything changes. Now, investing and asset building becomes effective tools for scaling wealth further. Now you can put $5,000, $10,000 a month into investments while still living very comfortably. Now, compound interest actually matters because you're feeding it with real capital, not just a few $100s here and there. The first milestone, hitting 10K per month, is the hardest because you're starting from nothing. But it's also the most important because it proves you can actually fucking do it. It validates you can actually build a profitable online business that sets you free. Here's what I'd do if I was starting over in my 20s with nothing and I wanted to get rich as quickly as possible. Forget about investing for now. Take every dollar you'd put into stocks or the real estate, whatever, and invest it in yourself instead. Learn high-value skills, sales, marketing, content creation, copywriting, whatever aligns with your strengths. Build an online business, sell services or high-ticket programs, and then go all in on it for 6 to 12 months. Charge $1,000 to $10,000 per client and focus on getting to 10K per month in consistent revenue. That is your only goal right now. Not diversification, not passive income, not building this billion-dollar empire, just making consistent 10K per month. Once you hit that milestone, then you can start thinking about investing, asset protection, and scaling, but not before. Investing is what all the financial gurus tell you to do. But building an online business is how you actually get rich in your 20s, so the choice is yours. You can choose to go for decades of slow, safe returns, yeah, or years of aggressive value creation that sets you free while you're still young enough to enjoy your money. I know which path I chose, and I know which path actually works. If you'd like me to personally help you to build a profitable online business, starting from scratch, and reach financial freedom, even with limited budget and limited time, check out the free training I made for you in the description below. You can also apply to book a call with me or a member of my team, and we'll see how we can help you implement all of that. Be quick because spots fill up real fast. And with that said, I'll see you on the other side.